Some more loose leash stuff. Chloe. Yeah, good girl. Good girl. So see what I'm saying about corrections? We're talking like little baby corrections. She's going all over the place. I'm trying to keep her at least on one side. Chloe. Yeah, good job. So I think this might be a better tool for you because I just don't want her pulling on a slip leash. But I did want you to have a kind of a video so you could see what's going on. She's like, I'm so excited. And we're hanging close to me and not pulling me all over the place. And notice I'm not keeping, good girl, I'm not keeping consistent pressure either. I don't want there to be consistent, this is a prong, right? So anything, when there's pressure on the prong, come on. When there's pressure on the prong, she's not doing something correctly is what it should be. It should be like no pressure at all if she's in the right space. So throughout this week, making you this really quickly so we can go through a new tool. Sit. Good girl. So if she sits, I'm relieving the pressure. But this is a little baby micro prong. I don't want you to see, you know, she end of the leash, right? Like she doesn't pull nearly as much now. I'm not really concerned with her not being right beside me, but a lot less pulling. And I don't need to give a lot of like pressure for her. So if we stop, she stops. Good girl. It's just a baby little micro prong. And I wanted to give this a go for her because I know you said she was pulling on. Good job. I know you said she was pulling on the slip leash. And this is a whole heck of a lot better. Because this is not, you know, she's correcting herself when she pulls versus I'm worried about her, you know, having a trachea issue with the slip leash. And this one, she can't do that. It's, with a prong, it's consistent pressure all the way around at the same time versus just on the front of her neck. So if you hear her, she's not going like she likes to do on other things. So, hopefully this will help a little bit for you. And then I'll show you, you know, another video and add to this and kind of go through the prong itself. Let's go. Yeah, good job. Because that's really what I want is this nice, like, loose leash. I don't necessarily care that she's moving around, per se. I just don't want her dragging you around. Okay, so I want to go to the prong with you. So you have your dead ring here. So this is how the prong's on the dog. Your dead ring's here. This should be in your packet that I gave you, but I'll print out another sheet for you so you'll have it. But this is a live ring. Dead ring goes against the neck of the dog. It's already sized to fit Chloe. This is a smaller version of it because I don't think I have a, maybe I have my boys. Yeah, this is a regular version of that. So this is a little baby version. But I think with her, she is pulling more than I'd like for a slip leash because I don't want it, she is a smaller toy breed, so I really don't want any pressure on the front of her neck. So because you can potentially have, you know, collapsed tracheas with poodles. So you can with any small breeds, but Yorkies and poodles are pretty prone to that. So I think we need to probably move towards this because with this, put it on, I feel pressure all the way around versus like with a slip leash, this is a regular leash, but you'll feel all the pressure on the front like this when they pull. And with a prong, you have kind of distributed pressure all the way around. So I feel it on the back of my wrist, I feel it on the front of my wrist. And there's a lot less work for the handler. So you just kind of let the prong do a lot of the work in terms of if she's hitting the end of the leash, she'll get the pressure to stop and she'll relieve it herself. So it'll be a lot, I think it'll be a less need for handler assistance the entire time, so we'll see how that goes. But we did use that some this week, and I wanted to give you a refresh on the prong itself. So part of stay work is going to be... Yeah, what a good job. Oh my goodness. I know, that's your faves. Okay. So part of that is going to be making sure that you're still using any collar on a daily basis. It's not just for recall. It's not just for obedience. Because I don't want them to get, collar-wise, which is where they don't want to do anything with unless that's on, right? So I'm going to put this on for his go home. I want you to be able to see green light. We are on. Hey, bye-byes. Chuddy chuddies. Alright, so. Can you sit? Nope. So part of it is going to be getting him, because he's very flighty, and so is Megan, right? So, like, we got to give him options, but his only option is to do the thing they're asking to, right? So I want him to stay here, and we've done a lot of this. So when I'm working at home, I've got him on his little place, and I want him to be off of that. I can say we're really low, maybe like a 2. Break. And I'm also giving a little bit of a, I don't know if you can see that, so the light comes on. Like, I'm saying break and giving him a little stem too, because I don't want just the stem to mean, it needs to be pressure, not like you're doing something wrong. So I'm going to put pressure on. Place. Yes. Let go of the pressure. Give him a reward, right? But place means stay there. Sit. So pressure again. Yes. As soon as his butt pops down. So part of the stay part is trying to have a designated space for him to stay there, right? I have a leash on him. He doesn't need it for the tethered piece. So I asked him to stay there. And I think my camera's going to run out. So we're going to cut this and then I'll put it together. Okay. So he's still in place from a second ago. Nope. Place. Correction. Put him back on. Because place is stay, right? So, like, you can make whatever it is that you want it to be place. Break. Yay! Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, good job. Come on. So, see how nervous he is? And that's part of the reason why he doesn't want to recall. So, I'm going to do this again. Pressure. Place. Yes. Good job. And he gets rewards for that. Good job. Good boys. So, when I say pressure, though, like, we're at 2 out of 100, right? This is not, he should not be yipping. It should just be communication. So, I should be able to do other things. Walk around. He can be, you know. See, he knows. He knows the deal. Yes. Good job. So, if he gets off a place, I'll give a little more pressure and ask him to get back on it. I mean, I know y'all have those place cots. So, you know, for recall, it's going to take a little bit more relationship building for him and Megan, because it's kind of aversive for them to come to me, right? So, like, for Megan, the reason why she probably listens to place more, good job, is because I had to use a placemat near me to get her to even come, because it was super aversive for her to run towards someone she doesn't know. She knows me, but it's not, I'm not mom or dad, right? Break. Yay, good boys. Here you go. So, like, notice I'm not running at him. He's like, that's kibble. I don't want that crap. Where's my fresh pet? Don't want my fresh pet. So, again, I'm asking him to go to place again, right? Tardies, place. Charlie, place. So he's not going to run away. Come on. I know you know that. Place. Good boy. So see how I release the button as soon as his butt comes on. And he gets rewarded for that. Because that's added some distance to place, right? So if they need some help with it, so make sure you're walking kind of to where you want them to be, still helping them out a little bit, and then working on this with them all together. So I did what I could in the week, but it's not a whole lot with 4 dogs. So yeah, what a good boy. Good job. Break. Break. Good boys. Yeah, okay. But Ryder's been such a good boy this week. Yeah, you have. Ryder, come. Yeah, good job. Good boys. So again, like, just please, please, please make sure you have reinforcement in your hand. It's like asking somebody to go to work and not get paid for it. Especially for him. He is very much a marker and likes to, sniff around. Ryder! So in those moments, right, he's blowing me off because one of my little foster puppies pee-peed there the other day. That is when you're going to use your leash or your e-collar to get his attention. Again, I think the attention part will be a lot better once he's neutered, but like that checking out stuff that he did even right then, we've got to use our tools, right? So you use your leash because you can't compete with fresh pee-pee, which is what that is. We have a little foster shepherd puppy, and she pee-peed there yesterday, and she's not spayed yet, so she smells great, which is part of the reason why I'm working him out here. We did clean it, right? But like dogs can still smell it, I'm sure. Come on. Yay, good job, Bugger. But they have been really good this week, and I'll chat a little bit more about it at drop-off, or excuse me, at pickup. But they were lovely this week. Everybody was so nice. I know I got goodies. Okay, Ryder. You're gonna have a lot more success with him. Yeah, good boy. When he's neutered, because the reason why he's kind of like roaming about and not like recalling and not caring at all is he's trying to mark, right? So you'll have a lot more success, in my opinion, after that, because he's more break. Yeah, good boy. He's a lot more concerned, less food drive, right? So he's like ignoring this fresh pet, which is what I've been training them with. They really love the fresh pet in comparison. So he'll have a lot more motivation to not want to pee on everything and mark after his neuter. Yes, good job. Like, even on this porch, he wants nothing more than to mark all the things on the porch. Good boy. So we've really been working on, like, name for him. Just Ryder! Yay! Good job! So I'm going to put the leash down. Stand on the side. Ryder! Yay! But again, a lot of the recall stuff, until you build a relationship and every time you call them, you have food. Ryder! Yeah. They're not gonna want to come to you. That sounds awful to say, but Ryder! Yes! Good job! Good boy. If there's no build up of a reinforcement and you're being the reinforcement, yes, look at you offering up stuff. They're not gonna want to come to you. It's just a relationship thing. So, for a while, it needs to be something pretty high value, like fresh pet. Please, I know you noticed stuff. Yes, good job. So you've got, when you're calling them in, go ahead and grab, like, have some of their fresh pet cubed up, and let that be their training treats, right? Good boy. Okay, having a conversation about Megan. The reason why she doesn't want to come inside is not because she's being defiant. She is terrified of coming to you, right? So, like, you were saying that place worked. The reason place worked is because the only way I could get her to come to me was come to a space near me, when we were doing her first board and train. So, Megan, yeah, good girl. So we worked on that some, right? But, like, give you an example. no leash. Let's pretend she doesn't have a leash. Like, it's on, but it's not. She doesn't necessarily want to come to me at all times. Yes. So I'm literally rewarding her kind of walking around me, period, because I know she's probably not that way for you all. Megan, yeah, good girl. But you're going to have to be a little more creative with Megan's rewards. And recalling her in with no reward for her is really tough. So even if you're like throwing the ball, here we go. For example, if you recall her, I'm not going to do it right now because it's rainy. It's been gross this week. Good girl. So if she's coming to you, you can have the ball in your hand and throw it that way as part of the reward, which is what she just did because we've been doing that this week. Megan. Yeah, good girl. Because she's a very timid, shy, yes, girl, and that's okay. Megan, yay, good girl. So I'm just kind of rewarding her walking around me. So, but asking for off-leash recall with a really scared dog is tough, right? And you can still add, I've got her e-collar, I don't have it on. We can work on adding pressure from a distance, but good girl. Yeah, good job. But that's why you're struggling with that. And we did some recall from the yard, like with a flexi leash. But she's just terrified with me anyway. So I don't know if you all experience that the same. But even calling the dogs in, if the other ones don't come in, she's like panicking that she's got to come near me by herself. Yes. So, so my big key takeaway from that is make sure you, for her specifically, please make sure you always have a reward, because it's a little bit aversive for her to come to people anyway. And so you're kind of asking her to go against what like her inner self saying, in terms of training.